Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's good to be with everybody this evening. I do want to talk about a couple of things. The G20 summit, uh, obviously, but also the events of late yesterday and earlier today in Poland. I know some of the initial reports that came out indicated that this uh, missile attack on Poland might have been originated from Russia. I know there was a lot of news reports that came out at the very beginning of this thing that was reporting that. And what I like to say at this point in time, that we need to hold back on that, and we don't need to rush to judgment on this. I think the news. I think we. And I say we. I say I think everybody did this. We rushed to it being an attack on a NATO ally. Um, and then rushing to conclusion of what it was going to end to. If you saw the news reports, there was a lot of news reports out there that were pretty bleak. So I like to say this evening that we need to hold off judgment on this. We need to wait till all the details come in from all the sources and get a full report and a full investigation is done on this before making any kind of conclusion or final determination on who did this and why they did this. Of course, we're wrapping up the G20 conference here in Bali. Great week with the international leaders talking about a lot of issues that are facing the world. This issue, quite obviously, took over the last day of it. But a lot of things that we're talking about, talking with the partners. The number one thing on the agenda is climate. And I think really us trying to work together, bringing the world together in a post-pandemic world. Um, I would make it clear that my position, as far as the clean energy initiatives and plans, are this. Uh, I know there's a lot of push out there to go to clean energy and do it fairly quickly. Under my administration, this will be a phased approach. Some people want to do it in a matter of a few short years. We got to think about the economics of this quite obviously. What economic impact are we going to have to our nation, to the world, by moving away from fossil fuels to battery operated vehicles? Then again, there's a lot of talk about the dangers of battery operated vehicles. And not only that, think about the infrastructure that's involved to make these clean energy vehicles, battery operated vehicles, even possible, even feasible. I know in my home back in Texas, there's one charging port or charging station that I know of. And we're a town of several thousand people. And to have one charging port, or at least if I remember right, there's about 4 or 5 charging ports there. To have that for several thousand people in a community, it's unfeasible. Not to mention the economic impact it would make on our country by shutting down uh, coal mines and already with some of the auto manufacturers back home making adjustments is cost jobs. Just a few months ago, one of the auto manufacturers cut a few hundred jobs, and we should be at this point in time, we should be pushing toward adding jobs in our country, not eliminating them. And again, we need to think about this long term. I know that each and every one of us are concerned about the environment I definitely am. I get it. I understand it. But we need to go about this in a phased and practical approach, not something that we can just say we're going to do it and do it tomorrow. It takes a little bit more time to do that. Um, I made that stance very well clear, and would make that stance clear with the G20 partners where we stand on that. Uh, there's a lot of other issues. There were a lot of talk about Ukraine, obviously, where the partners stand on that, and so I think it was a great week. A lot of great discussions. These conferences always are that. They're always good to get together. A little surprise we had last evening and early this morning with the missile, the supposed missile attack in Poland, kind of brought a little excitement to it. But overall, I think it was a good meeting, and looking forward to forging ahead and pushing forward, and looking forward to getting back and getting ready to push my agenda for the next Congress, getting ready to get that written and get that ready by the first of the year. I think we got a pretty bold agenda we're coming up with, things that we want to accomplish for the nation, and we'll be hearing a whole lot more of that as we move forward through the end of this year and first part of next year. Thank you all very much.